Hello everyone, I'm Professor Lee of Dr. Anti-Aging and Herbal Medicine TV. In today's fourth lecture, we'll study the best food, nutrient, and herbs that have been proven to prevent or remove senescent cells. Please take a good look and practice one or two of them in your daily life to reduce the accumulation of senescent cells. Let's get started. Now, let's learn how to fight senescent cells through food, which are gifts from nature. By the way, food that have been confirmed to prevent or remove senescent cells have one thing in common. They contain a lot of quercetin and fisetin, polyphenols that have been found to have senolytic effect, that is, the ability to remove senescent cells. First of all, the two most quercetin-rich foods are apples and berries. There is a very important point to note when eating apples. More than 70% of the quercetin content of the entire apple is in the skin. The amount of quercetin in the apple fresh is 50 to 100 times lower than in the skin. Therefore, don't be lazy and wash the apple thoroughly with a baking soda or vinegar before eating it with the skin. Among berries, elderberries and cranberry contains the highest level of quercetin. Elderberries are the fruit of the European elderberry tree, and their immune-boosting properties have been proven. This is the fruit of the common elderberry tree found in Korea. Aren't the bright red berries really beautiful? The red color is so intense and eye-catching that it is grown as an ornamental tree. The fruit also belongs to the elderberry family, and its medicinal properties are the same as those of other elderberries. However, all elderberries are medicinal plants that have side effects such as poisoning when eaten raw, so they are not suitable for consumption. Therefore, among the berries that can be eaten raw, the one with the highest quercetin content is the cranberry, which is the fruit of the cranberry tree. Wash them well and eat less than 100 grams per day. Another berry that I'd like to mention is the well-known blueberry. It has a lower quercetin content than cranberries, but it is still a fruit that contains a lot. Along with quercetin, the ingredient that has the best effect on removing senescent cells is fisetin. It is also found in apple fields, persimmons, grapes, and kiwi, but the fruit that contains the most is the strawberries. It has tens to hundreds of times more content than other fruit. A large-scale study that followed 1,700 people for up to 12 years showed that when consumed consistently, the possibility of developing senescent cells decreased by 20%, and major senescent symptoms related to the accumulation of senescent cells, such as slow gait, decreased grip strength, and weight loss decreased by 13%. Apart from fruit, if the content of quercetin and fisetin is high among vegetables, it would be effective in removing senescent cells, right? The vegetable with the highest content of quercetin is onion. Among onions, the red onions have an average of 5 times more content than white onions. However, the amount of quercetin in the innermost part of red onion is 3 to 4 times higher in the middle layer, and 1 to 2 layers right under the skin are 10 times higher. The outermost skin is more than 100 times higher. The outermost skin is not generally eaten, but it has an overwhelmingly high amount of quercetin, so it is good to make broth or dry it and use it as tea. Among the eatable part, the layer just below the outermost skin has the highest quercetin content, so the outer skin should not be peeled up too thickly. The vegetable with the most fisetin is cucumber. However, fisetin is concentrated in the skin and is almost absent in the flesh. Therefore, when you peel it, you are essentially discarding most of the fisetin. I'll summarize the fruit and vegetable that have the effect of removing senescent cells. The best fruit and vegetable combination for removing senescent cells are apples, strawberries, red onions, and cucumbers. Please eat them more often. I'll tell you only one of the most important nutrients that have been clinically proven to remove senescent cells. It is omega-3 fatty acid, which are abundant in fish such as salmon, mackerel, and sardine. The effect of omega-3 fatty acid on removing or suppressing senescent cells has been gradually revealed through recent animal studies and early clinical studies. and is receiving attention in particular in terms of suppressing inflammation, reducing cell aging indicators, and improving aging-related disease. Let's look at the actual result of related studies. In 45 middle-aged and elderly adults aged 50 to 75 who took 2.5 grams of omega-3 fatty acid supplement per day for 4 months, the level of proteins that increase in senescent cells in the blood decreased by 18%, and inflammatory markers also decreased by more than 20%. In the group of elderly people aged 65 or older who frequently ate omega-3 fatty acid in the form of blue fish rather than as supplement, symptoms of aging such as weight loss, decreased grip strength, severe fatigue, slow walking speed, and decreased activity level, which indicate the accumulation of senescent cells, were reduced by about half. In addition, improvement effects were confirmed in disease-related senescent cells. In patients with metabolic syndrome due to aging, insulin resistance was improved and the number of inflammatory senescent cells was reduced when taking omega-3 fatty acid. In a study targeting a group at risk of dementia symptoms were improved by taking omega-3 fatty acid. Omega-3 fatty acid supplements are one of the supplements recommended for the purpose of preventing cardiovascular disease. However, when taking it for the purpose of removing senescent cells and anti-aging, a slightly higher dose than the general cardiovascular prevention dose is recommended. The recommended daily amount is 2 to 3 grams per day, based on EPA plus DHA. Since it is fat-soluble, it's better to take it during or immediately after a meal for better absorption. To reduce the burden on the stomach, you can take it twice a day after breakfast and dinner. I'll tell you about the side effects and precautions. 1. It has an anticoagulant effect on blood, and the effect becomes stronger when taking a high dose of 3 grams or more. If you are taking anticoagulant, you should consult a doctor. 2. If you experience stomach problems such as heartburn, bloating, or flatulence, stop taking it for a while and then start again with a lower dose. 3. Discolored omega-3 can be oxidized and cause liver toxicity. It is recommended to purchase a product that does not have a fishy smell and is well stored. In addition, in order to improve absorption rate, it's better to take a supplement in the form of RTG omega-3 manufactured with a natural omega-3 fatty acid. From now on, I'll tell you about the most important of that have been clinically proven to remove senescent cells. Please take a good look and choose one to use as a tea in your daily life. First, Japanese Angelica is a perennial plant of Acacia family native to Japan and is widely used as an edible vegetable. So, it is also widely cultivated in Korea, China, Indonesia, etc. Although there has been no clinical research yet, the so-called senolytic effect of removing senescent cells have been proven in cell and animal study. The main ingredient is lysostilide extracted from the root, which is the main ingredient that has a traditional medical effect. In particular, it's important that it has the effect of selectively inducing apoptosis only in senescent cells without affecting proliferating young cells. In experiment on cells exposed to radiation and aged mice, it was confirmed that it is an important ingredient with an anti-aging effect that removes senescent cells from skin tissue, reduces their number, and increases skin thickness and collagen density to increase regenerative power. You can enjoy it as a tea using Japanese Angelica root, boil 5 to 10 grams of dried Angelica root in 1 liter of water for about 100 minutes and drink it like a tea twice a day. Since it is boiled for 100 minutes, a lot of active ingredients are extracted, so it's good to start with 4 to 5 grams at first. It's good to add jujube to reduce the bitterness. As for side effects and precautions, if you experience digestive system abnormalities, headaches or dizziness, stop for 2 to 3 days and start again with a lower dose. If you experience allergic symptoms, stop immediately and visit a hospital if they are severe. It's recommended to consult a doctor when taking anticoagulant or antithrombotics. The second is Centella asiatica, which was also introduced in the telomere section. It's a medicinal herb that mainly grows in tropical and subtropical regions such as India, China, Southeast Asia, Africa, and Australia, and its leaves and stems are mainly used. In Ayurvedic medicine, it's known as Gotu Kola, and is used as a medicinal herb to maintain youth and clear the mind. There are no clinical studies on senescent cells yet, but in cells and animal studies, it was confirmed that adding Centella asiatica extract to senescent cells significantly reduced the number of senescent cells that are stained blue-green. The main active ingredients are asiatica side, medicassoside, and medicassic acid, which are sulfonic components that have been proven to have skin regeneration and anti-inflammatory effect. Medicassol ointment, which is widely used for skin wound, is an ointment made from these main extracts of Centella asiatica. In fact, in traditional Chinese medicine, it's used to reduce fever, detoxify, and heal wound. And in traditional Korean and Southeast Asian medicine, it's widely used for wound healing, skin improvement, and detoxification. It's good to enjoy it as a tea using the leaves. Steep 2 to 3 grams of dried leaves in 250 cc of boiling water for about 5 to 10 minutes and drink like tea twice a day. You can add honey or lemon depending on your preference. If you experience drowsiness or digestive problems, stop for 2 to 3 days and start again with a lower dose. If you experience allergy symptoms, stop immediately and be at a hospital if severe. If you are taking anticoagulant or antithrombotics, it's recommended to consult a doctor. Although rare, liver dysfunction may occur, so if you have liver disease, it's recommended to consult a doctor. It's also recommended to consult a doctor when taking anticoagulant, antidepressant, or anti-anxiety medications. In addition to Japanese Angelica tea and Centella asiatica tea, other herbs that are good to drink as tea include Solidago Bulgaria, a perennial edible herb in Asteraceae family, turmeric, ginger, ginkgo biloba leaf, ginseng tea, and milk thistle tea. This is the end of today's fourth lecture. Thank you for your hard work starting. Next week is the last lecture on senescent cell removal and aging treatment. And we'll start the senescent cell removal pills. Among these pills, I'll introduce important pills that are good to take even now, so please don't miss it. I'll see you again next week.